For more than 2 decades, the world of men's tennis has been dominated by 3 names: Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. 2024 marks the first calendar year since 2002 that one of the big 3 hasn't won a Grand Slam title. However, before the talented trio above established their dominance, there were several talented stars with huge personalities who thrilled fans both on and off the court. Number 10, Andre Agassi. Grand Slam titles, 8. Just making it inside the top 10 list is United States tennis icon Andre Agassi. Having a career spanning 2 decades is no easy feat, with Agassi dominating throughout the late 80s and into the 90s, before calling an end to his playing time in 2006. Number 9, Jimmy Connors. Jimmy has 8 Grand Slam titles. We go back a bit further for our next entry with a man who lit up the 1970s era of male tennis. Jimmy Connors was an American icon during the 1970s, with his accolades on the court up there with the very best players in history. Number 8, Ivan Lendl. He also has 8 Grand Slam titles. We move on next to a Tennis Hall of Fame member with an incredible list of titles to his name, won throughout an illustrious career in the 1980s. Ivan Lendl, born in what was then known as Czechoslovakia, is considered to be the most dominant male player of the 1980s, which is saying something considering the competition at the time. Number 7, John McEnroe. He has 7 Grand Slam titles. Another legend of the incredibly competitive 1980s era, John McEnroe, comes in at 7 on our list, with his style and entertainment factor making it impossible not to include him. Arguably the most thrilling player to watch on his day, McEnroe was a fiery character, to say the least. He won 7 Grand Slams during his career, with all of them coming at Wimbledon and the US Open, where he was part of some of the most memorable matches in the history of those respective tournaments. Number 6, Bjorn Borg. He has 11 Grand Slam titles. Speaking of Bjorn Borg, he just pips his rival McEnroe to take 6th place in this list of tennis greats. Borg was part of that same era that produced some of the greatest tennis rivalries we have ever seen. The one thing many wonder about the Swedish superstar is how much more he could have achieved, with Borg retiring at the age of 26. His reasons being he wanted a life away from the fame and attention of professional sports. In his brief career, however, he won an amazing 11 Grand Slams, with 5 victories at Wimbledon and 6 at the French Open. Number 5, Rod Laver. Rod has 8 Grand Slam titles. Australian-born Rod Laver is the first name to break the top 5, with his achievements throughout the 1960s and 70s putting him up there as one of the most decorated male players in the history of the game. Number 4, Pete Sampras. Pete Sampras has 14 Grand Slam titles. Another American makes the list next, with serial winner Pete Sampras coming in at the 4th spot. Sampras was widely considered the greatest player of all time when he retired in 2002, having won almost everything on offer during his 15-year professional career. The one thing holding him back was his inability to win on clay courts, with his 14 Grand Slams missing that all-important French Open title. His battles against Andre Agassi will never be forgotten by tennis fans. Number 3, Rafael Nadal. We are sure that many would have predicted the top 3 in this list, with the order of them being the only thing in question. Spaniard and king of clay Rafael Nadal comes in at 3rd place on our list. A true magician and a player that helped bring so many new eyes to the game with his enigmatic play style and character. Nadal has 22 Grand Slam victories to his name, with a quite ridiculous 14 of those coming at the French Open. He sits well clear at the top of the list of winners at Roland Garros, with that number likely to never be beaten. Number 2, Roger Federer. The gentleman of tennis comes in at 2nd place, narrowly missing out on topping this prestigious list. Roger Federer could easily be named at number 1, and fans would have very few complaints. The way he made tennis look so easy and calm was a pleasure to watch. The Swiss icon has won 20 career Grand Slams, with 8 of those coming at Wimbledon, putting him top of the list for most wins at SW19. We will certainly not see a player of this ilk ever again. Number 1. Novak Djokovic. Was there ever any doubt that this man would be topping our list of greatest male tennis players of all time? With his Olympic gold medal completing his set with victory at the 2024 Paris Games, Novak Djokovic is by far and away the most complete player the game has ever seen. He now has 24 career Grand Slams and counting, with Federer's Wimbledon record still being hunted down. The Serb is a perfect example of the modern player, a complete athlete and machine that has put in thousands of hours of dedication into perfecting his craft. Still going strong at 37 years old, and despite his early exit from the US Open, we are very likely to see a few more Grand Slams added to his collection before he calls time on his career. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and press the bell icon so you get first access to my new video coming out.